How are you doing, Internet? I'm Beanuts and welcome back to Layers of Fear. We're near the ending with our last collected item in the gooey, mixed up checkers room. And we have swapped a checker piece for this 21 gram weight. Yep. Something just fell down. I can't really tell what it was. It'd be nice if it was a clue to that safe. What is that? I'm drifting. Another hand-drawn note. Nope, there are no numbers back here. I can still get to the safe. Well, let's do it. How are there even that many pieces? Okay. Am I supposed to do something with that? Lots of checker pieces up there. Let's see, do we have another new room? So that's the kitchen. Something's starting. Oh. My office with baby face. And somehow right next to the bedroom. Whoa. And that changed off a brick. Can I get behind there? The game is spinning me, not me. I can't get through. Can't get through there either. A chair. Little dollhouse in the pot. Is this really the only one I can enter? Oh. Can't even go there. I seem to have better control now, but as for getting through and finding a checker. Whoa. Was I even meant to? Whoa. What happened to the fan? Whoop. Well, looks like we might be going down again. Ooh. There's only one white piece left, but we were losing, like really badly. Oh, there's a baby carriage. But our daughter was much older than that, wasn't she? So, whoa. That's bright. And we're back. That took a little while. So So, can we score ourselves? We got 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So just 3 more. I used to hate you. Not anymore. I think even now, in spite of everything, I still might love you. You see, I finally understand. I know how you must feel. Lost. Alone. It took me a while, but I finally realized, even with us, you have always been alone. I recognize that now as the quintessential part of your being. But even for you, there is still a way to bring it all back. The one precious thing you ever truly desired. Finish it, if only for yourself. So you went into this room, or into the game, going after the one precious thing you ever truly desired. And then he said, finish it. And what resulted was this whole loopy thing going after pieces. But in order to do that, you had to collect all these macabre items, parts of people, all, I think, to try to recapture the beauty and vitality of his wife. So you got skin for parchment, blood, got bone for undercoat, hair as a brush, a finger, well, not exactly sure what he was after with that, and then an eye. As if maybe he knew that he was doing something so detestable that no one else would want to see it. But we will see it, and as we've seen this through for the first time here, let's see which ending I got. The neutral wife, the selfless mother, or the selfish painter. I was going in the end for the painter ending, but only this click of the mouse would tell which one I actually got. She is facing the opposite way from the... Oh, we did get the painter.
Yes, that's it. Now I see it. All this misery, all this suffering. There was no other way. And it was all worth it. Perfection. Immortality.
I still think he's deluded, but he's let go of obsessing over his wife's beauty. Huh. The studio changed again. There's paint all over the place, but there's no rot. And I think we're supposed to see something, but I'm not seeing it. That's... oh. It's in the gallery. I know what I want is the achievement. So that was pretty cool, and by actions, we actually got the ending that I wanted, well, once I decided what I wanted, just like the painter. So, from what I can tell, the painter was in a war. If he wasn't an artist then, he was a soldier. he did actions which were praiseworthy and got medals. But in the process of his services, he also got his horse startled, and it threw him, it fell on him, and broke his leg. Not enough to need a prosthesis yet, but enough to need a cane in order to walk. And there were some things which he saw that he might have dismissed during the war that stayed with him as PTSD of various sorts. Possibly. This game wouldn't be possible without the help of fans. And localization by the fans. That's cool. So, after the war, he wanted to return to civilian life, and the way in which he did this was to paint. And while going around in some of the painters, artists' circles, he met his future wife. It's going to get tiresome saying painter and wife, I think, so I'm going to call him Hugh, like color Hugh, and her Layla. And close to Lilac Night Black. So they met several times and fell in love. He asked her to marry him, and she accepted. Sometime afterwards, they bought this house that was in this game. And we know this because Hugh mentions, "This house is wonderful, but these stairs, with my leg, you might have to carry me." So we know that his leg was already injured. Now, for a time, things worked out great. In fact, far from working in separate rooms, they worked in the same rooms. Now, we know from the part where you pick up the sheet music and he says, "Why have you stopped? That was perfect. Keep going, at least until I finish this. Don't look back." So that worked out for a while. And they were working off each other, using each other as each other's muses, probably competing with each other as well. What's that? That's kind of scrambled, but we can do new game instead. So let's see, covered, canvas, it's uncovered, paint, it's dark, undercoat, it's open, brush. You see the stuff around changing too, and witness. Oh, the gunk, it's only in witness. So things were working out, and they liked each other a lot. So they eventually had a daughter. Now, Layla liked to shop, evidently, and there was a new department store opening up. She went one time and bought so much stuff, Hugh joked, that she may have bought half the department store. But they were okay because they were successful, they could afford it. And so, they would gently rib each other and congratulate each other on their successes, prod each other on, as people who are part of a team generally do. Until there was a fire. This was at the department store, and Layla got burned. Her face at least, and her hands, to the point where after the surgery, Hugh wasn't sure she would ever recover, and he wasn't sure he would recover either, and ever be able to really continue having a relationship with her. And he wanted her to recover so that she would get better and be able to play and continue to be his muse, but he ended up being repulsed by her instead, probably staring at old pictures and paintings of her, like Lady in Black, which resulted in Layla building resentment against him, and especially as he was starting to avoid her and talking to her only through notes. And Layla also began to resent the paintings for holding this image she could no longer stand up to or live up to. So after all that, Hugh also became more protective and also more strict and controlling. He had started to critique their daughter on her art, even though she was just a child, and it didn't help that both parents were driving her to succeed almost exclusively in art and music, as we saw in the report card from the prologue way back when. She was doing very well in those, but failing or almost failing in any other subject he had. So, beyond that, Hugh became paranoid and overprotective, and the trauma from the war came back, and he started to see and hear rats in the walls and ceilings and all over the place, so he started to put down rat poison. And I've seen in the comments of another Let's Play something about rat poison. If you happened to get it in you, a common way to counter it was to amputate. So Hugh ends up having to amputate his leg, and he gets a prosthesis, a wooden one. But his trauma and his obsession with rats and beauty become madness. And so he's painting obsessively, but he's also painting these horrendous things. And each time he does that, he fails a little bit worse. He's unable to earn the money that he's supposed to, so he desperately takes a job that he wouldn't otherwise from his publishing friend. Meanwhile, he's neglecting his wife and his daughter, who only become more angry at him and more stressed. They're not getting their needs met. He's not getting his needs met. They're all kind of going insane, completely around the bend, until finally Hugh sets a fire in the house trying to smoke out some rats. Layla gets burned again, worse this time than before, and the damage is so bad that the doctors say they can't risk anything like a skin graft treatment, anything like that. Hugh yells at them. He starts heaping abuses on them, mostly verbal and also written. We saw one of the letters mention insulting letters. And so no one wants to deal with Hugh, and his lawyers, when he gets into trouble, advise him not to act out, or maybe even not to go into public. But there is more, because the wife Layla has gone so far down the road of hate that she decides she can no longer bear what's going on, and she goes into the washroom with a knife from the kitchen, and she kills herself. And Hugh finds her, and he becomes even more obsessive over bringing her back. Now, child services get wind, and the courts get wind, that Hugh is neglecting and maybe even abusing his daughter and not providing the care she needs, most definitely. So they take her away by court order, and Hugh takes them to court, trying to get them back. His lawyer tries to dampen things, make sure that he doesn't do anything stupid or crazy. But he's stubborn and stupid and full of anger and desperate for the only thing that he has left, and tries to get his daughter back anyway. He fails. Time passes, of course. He moves away from the house in order to try to forget everything that's happened. But he still obsesses, and therefore he comes back. And he looks around the house, finds different stuff in it, tries to recover his old glory days, as well as the old beauty that his wife has, but he fails. He sees only rats and her scars and burns and his tortured daughter in any of the rooms. He keeps on going through the motions of looking for an answer that doesn't really exist, not in reality. So there are two things that could have happened here. One, he's in a loony bin, like the letter hinted about the boy in the cabin. And two, he finally manages to let go. He stops obsessing over getting back the past and decides to move forward. Although saying that his picture is perfection, that's very egotistical, so I still think he has at least a touch of the madness, but maybe a little bit better. And it's good that he has something that's on display finally, something a little bit more successful, even though he's lost both his wife and his daughter. Now, this is the happy ending, which means that there are two more. Of course, I mentioned the neutral wife ending. This is also part of the loop. He keeps on going. He keeps on getting this picture of the scarred and burned wife. Keeps on going in the loop over and over and over again until either he goes into the loony bin, lets go, or does what he does in the mother ending, which I won't discuss because I'm going to go to that when I return to this game eventually. I want to play other games first before I do this one again, just to get a little bit of a break. But when I do come back, here's my strategy. I'm going to pick up all family and wife memorabilia. I'm going to rush into every encounter with the wife. I'm going to avoid the rat paths and the rat pictures. And hopefully that will get me the mother ending, and we'll see the alternative of what he does rather than getting things on to a display in a gallery. But you can sort of see, while this is a happy ending, the moving on with the painting of himself, the self-portrait, it's also sort of not, because there are these little hints that he's still mad. He's still very egotistical, very focused on himself and his work, and he thinks that that is the answer, that that is perfection. So, in a way, he's still stuck. And I also should mention the Inheritance DLC, which focuses on his daughter. No, she's not dead. She's still very much alive. And in the DLC, she comes back to the house. And she has her own paths. She can follow her father, the father path and ending. She can follow her mother and get her ending, or she can get the true inheritance ending. Now, I don't have this DLC, as you can see from this. And if it does go on sale, maybe I'll get it, and then I can revisit Layers of Fear again. But for now, that will be it for this game, Layers of Fear, which has some excellent design in it, although there were some places where there were glitches, there were parts we couldn't see, parts where I was spinning out of the frame. But the atmosphere, the music, they're built so well so that even when there wasn't a threat in the room, it was startling me. You know, getting these jump scares in me. The house itself was giving me those. And I didn't even get scared by the wife once. Well, we saw her, but she didn't kill us. So that was an interesting thing. I'm not sure anyone else who's on YouTube has done a playthrough quite like this, but if they have, you can let me know in the comments. I want to see exactly what they did. And we will return again later for the mother ending. But for now, that will be it. I hope you enjoyed this video and me jumping and shivering. If you did, you can leave a like, comment below what you thought, subscribe to show your support for my channel, and visit my Patreon. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye! Oh, let me know in the polls what you would like me to play next.